Hello, I'm Nicole.
And I'm Taylor, and this is the Glitter and Cat Litter podcast.
In this episode, we talk about jam. We talk about
Only jam. That's nothing else.
We talk about what we used to eat at our grandparents' house, and there is some good information about food in there that we are about to go try.
You know, I think that our podcasts are mostly going to be about food when we do the podcast right before lunchtime.
Oh, that actually makes a lot of sense.
I understand why we talked a lot about food now. Okay, enjoy. Ugh, whoever had that idea it's the cutest thing I've ever seen.
Why?
It's just a cat looking through a glass, but the glass distorts the cat's face. That's adorable.
It's adorable. It looked like a mouse.
No, it's definitely a cat.
You said to point this mic toward my face, but that's if I'm here.
That's where you're supposed to be.
Oh.
You can move the microphone to be in front of you.
How about that? But then oh no, that's fine. I like being more at you.
Then be more at me.
What do I want? So whiny.
Why are you wearing a Dodger jersey?
Because the Dodgers are playing today, and they've lost 2 games in a row, and I'm mad about it. So I'm willing them to win.
I think it's more than that in a row.
Really?
Well, they've lost 6 of the last 8.
Hence why I'm wearing a jersey. To support them. Because I'm a winner. And I can make them win.
I hope so. The child just texted me back.
Yeah.
And I asked if she was alive because she didn't text me back earlier.
Yeah.
And she said, no, I was at the gym. I'm currently dying. This is the humor that I'm here for.
Gosh.
I'm trying to find a good gift to send her. Let's see. Where should I go?
Taylor has been on his phone the past week. He asked me why he's so exhausted, and I said, because you've been on your phone so much.
I have not actually been on my phone that much.
I feel like it's been even more than usual.
It's not. And you say even more like I'm on my phone more than you, which I'm really not. We want to pull up the hours again? We going to go into it again?
We don't need to go
do it?
Are we recording on everything?
Yes, we are recording on everything.
Okay.
I'm sneaky.
I have red lipstick all over my cup, and
Yes,
I keep trying to align my lips with it every time I take a sip, but it's just getting bigger.
I don't have a good response to that, but now I'm curious what my screen time is.
My coffee. Okay, I know we've talked about this mug before. It's the Ember mug, but it keeps your drink hot, and it is so jarring that like at the end it's warm. It's not even warm, it's hot.
I've been on my phone an hour less this week than I have the last 2 weeks.
Strange. You know that commercial that has the really catchy song about putting your phone away? Dun, dun, dun,
Never
dun.
gonna let you go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like that song. I like that commercial. Guess what movie we watched last night? Central Intelligence.
I didn't know if I needed to be the one guessing
I
because
thought
you
you
looked at
would've
me, but it was for...
You knew the
Well, I
answer.
know what movie I turned on last night.
I had to... Did I turn it off or did I think I just took my glasses off because I was like, this is problematic.
You're gonna
You
stay up all
fell
night?
asleep. You
Mhm.
were asleep
Oh.
on me.
Mm-hmm.
And then the part that we talked about in the last podcast came on and you woke up.
My brain
you
was
laughed.
like...
How does that happen?
I don't know, but I thought about that this morning because my brain was like, we're listening to the one part that you wanted to watch.
That's astonishing to me because you were out. Your head was heavy.
Are you in or are you out? I'm out. No, you're already in. Then why'd you ask me?
The funniest part about that, which I was going to elaborate last night, but you were already back to sleep, was when The Rock like mimics Kevin Hart. He looks up Have you noticed that?
Like he's short?
Yeah. He looks up like this, like, da-da-da-da-da. And then he looks back down at Kevin Hart.
Is it the one in the plane? Is that
no,
the part?
in that scene. Because I thought you were going to say, yes, Bob. Blah, blah, blah. And he looks up when he says it.
I did know that.
I thought that was such a cute little moment. Like, I've never caught that before until last night. But yeah, we also started watching a baking show. I am a sucker for any cooking baking show. It doesn't need to be good. I just love it.
I was just going to say, this baking show does not deserve.
This one's not
this
bad.
One, it's not good, though. There's
it's not
better ones.
Great, but it has, I don't know which one, Tia or Tamara Mowry.
I don't know. Did they use their real names in the show?
Yeah, but she's like married now, so it's like I don't know which
Tamara.
one it is. One of the girls from Sister, and she's the host, and then it's her and this guy who he was the baker for the Bush and the Obama families in the White House, and I think it's pretty good, but I asked him last night if we could turn it on when we were going to sleep, and he said no.
That was the swiftest no you were going to get from me.
I know, it was so swift.
It's like turning that on or like some other shit, like rom-com something. Not even the com part. It was just like the romantic movies. I'm just like.
It's the best to fall asleep
No,
to.
it's not, because we've seen them a million times and they're so cheesy.
I could fall asleep to The Holiday, Midnight in Paris.
Midnight in Paris is not in this category.
No, just those two. I could fall asleep to those two every single night.
Yeah.
You would fall asleep to freaking Batman, and it's like loud and explosions, and I have to pause it when you fall asleep because you always fall asleep first.
No, you're supposed to leave it on. You're supposed to
I am
exude them.
How?
I don't know. You could be Commissioner Gordon.
No.
Detective Gordon.
No.
Even. You could.
I don't
You're the
want to
one
be
saying
him.
no. You could be Joker.
That would be more entertaining, but real messed up. I don't want to be any of them, actually.
You could be Batman's.
No, I don't want to be Batman either.
You could be Batman's.
Batman's. We did watch the trailer for the new Joker, and that I have heard mixed reviews because it is a musical.
Well, how can you hear mixed reviews? Because the only thing that's out is the trailer. The movie comes out in October.
Right, but like half of the people are stoked about it. Half the people are like, oh gosh, it's going to be a mess.
You know, this is the problem with stuff like that, because you're forming your opinion. I know that they made this to form your opinion, to help you form an opinion, but like.
They're not forming my opinion.
No, I'm not saying your opinion.
No.
I'm saying their own opinion.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there's a reason that they made it the way they're making it, and it's probably going to be really good. If the first one was really good and it's the same production as the first one, it's only going to be probably really good. They took so many years to wait to do it.
Yeah.
And it looks awesome.
And
the attention to
really
detail,
good.
like the smile that's on the thing and lines it up perfect.
There was a lot of good
I wonder how many
things.
takes. I wonder how many takes that took.
That wasn't the only moment that was like a cool pull focus moment. There was another moment in that trailer that I was like, ooh.
Yeah, whoever's doing the cinematography and the attention to detail to all of that is unreal.
I'm excited about that. There's a lot of good things coming out soon. What else? You read me a whole list.
There's a bunch of Marvel stuff that I don't know. I guess Marvel had some sort of event or something recently.
Marvel had to take a break, I feel like.
Well, they kind of did, but then they've got a new Deadpool coming out, which I'm really excited about because, Ryan Reynolds is the greatest. I was going to say goated, and then I was like, I don't like that word. I don't want to say it.
The goat?
No, goated.
I've never heard that.
It's like a slang version of like you're no matter what the greatest of them all. Like you're in the category. It doesn't matter, kind of. Another
term that I don't know that.
It doesn't make sense because saying the GOAT is the greatest of all time. So if you're greatest of all time, it doesn't mean anything, but it's like you're greatest of all timed.
Like no matter what. You're just at the top no matter what.
Yeah, but Harrison Ford's in the new Captain America, which sounds interesting. Yes. I think he's the Prezi.
The Prezi?
That's what it looks like. I don't know.
I like when you shorten words.
And then I'm actually interested in the Fantastic Four, mostly because,
Really?
well, because I saw the treatment of the poster and it's like very 50s. And
Oh,
when
okay.
Marvel goes back to like those
Like
times,
WandaVision?
I'm like, they do a really good job and it's really sick, like Loki and WandaVision.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, okay, so if they're going to do something like that, that could be really neat. And then the rest of the stuff, I don't even know anything about it. And I don't really care.
Interesting.
But then there's a new Superman coming out, which I couldn't be less interested in because I just don't trust DC. Well,
Whoa. That was astonishing.
oops.
Astonishing is my word today,
There's also
apparently.
I've never been interested in Supermans.
I like Superman, but I've not liked any of their movies recently.
Love Henry Cavill.
Love him.
Don't love Superman though.
Yeah, it's a bummer.
What other
It's honestly just a bummer. Like, it bums me out.
There's worse things. I'm trying to think of what else that has been interesting.
Wonder Woman is DC.
Oh yeah.
That wasn't bad.
No, but it wasn't great.
Also,
love Gal Gadot.
Yeah.
It might just be because she's pretty, so it's like
she kind of really just pretty. I like her. I actually like her though. Like,
yeah, her personality's cool. I don't know.
I'm excited. I feel like there's been a lull in like
what movie's coming out super soon that I was excited about.
Well, Dune came out. I was gonna say there's been a lull, but that one was really exciting.
I'm not gonna be able to find it. I'm not even gonna bother looking.
That's okay.
There's one that comes out in a couple months that I was like, oh, I'm excited about that.
I hate when movies like you watch the trailer and you're stoked, and then at the end it says the date and it's like November, and it's, I mean, that's at least within the year, but it's currently April. Yeah,
it'll fly by probably.
I know.
As always.
That's like the book I was reading, Fourth Wing. The second one was Iron Flame. The third one doesn't come out until January 2025. And I was like, oh my God, it's so far away. And I was like, that's actually not that far away.
You probably won't even remember what was in the book by the time you get there.
Oh, yes, I will.
I doubt
loved those books.
I don't know, man.
I do.
Those books
will it make you happier if I read Lord of the Rings or something in between?
No, I don't even know if we've talked about it on here, but my peeve with that is that my peeve is that you and everyone around you that's read those books is the way you all talk about it is as if you've never ever experienced sci-fi ever. And if nothing of that story has ever existed before in that capacity, and it's blowing your mind, which is fine that's cool. I'm glad that you're getting into it. But all of you that say anything about Dune, Lord of the Rings, Star Wars, Star Trek, Marvel, or anything of that nature,
you're the one who's
completely invalid.
Who doesn't like Star Trek?
I don't not like Star Trek. I think the TV shows are old and cheesy.
They're so good.
That I don't agree with.
I fully support that. Yeah, but my gripe with you, my peeve with you was that you were like, me. When have I ever said bad things about sci-fi?
No, it was less you because your father. It was more every other woman that has read that book that raves about it.
Every other woman,
no,
and you were
I'm not
bagging on me.
Yes, because because the way that you are like talking about this book as if this is a brand new like topic that's come up.
Yes.
I'm like, look, dude, I guess, I don't know. Maybe it's just the way that every guy that I've ever talked to that's read a book or watched a movie or whatever is like, oh, it relates to this. Like Dune, you can be like, Star Wars and Dune are kind of the same story. They're pretty much the same story. If you really look at it, they're pretty much the same story. But
I would say no, but I understand what you're saying.
When you look, if you dig a little tiny bit, it's the same story.
Okay.
Also, I guess, there's all sorts of rumor things that like Star Wars took a lot of like story cues from the book Dune. So
yeah,
really Star Wars is like Dune. Dune is not like Star Wars. Anyway, I'm not going to go into that, but there's just
my coffee.
Nice. But there's just like a lot of stuff in that book to me, from all of what Nicole has said, feels like Hunger Games meets Game of Thrones meets Lord of the Rings.
Okay, I have not.
Because you mentioned dragons a lot of times, and I'm like, why is this more interesting than watching like Game of Thrones or reading Game of Thrones if that's a book or whatever? Or
I haven't watched Game of Thrones, and I don't know, because I cannot relate it to Game of Thrones because I haven't watched it.
Sure, but like it's a lot like Lord of the Rings. Like the way you've described stuff is the story is very similar, and like you're talking about this like world building and like fighting monsters and things. I'm like, okay, that's totally Lord of the Rings.
Yes,
like fully.
Lord of the Rings messed me up
because it's a brother's story. It's a fellowship.
It's a fellowship. I fell asleep in the movie when it first came out because it was so long. It was like I was a child. And my dad wanted to see it, and it was our second movie of the day. So, like, when
none of that sounds like a good.
When we used to go to the movies, we would go to the movies, but we would see 2 movies.
How would you see those 2 movies, Nicole?
We would just sneak into the next one because we were already there. Mm-hmm. This was before assigned seating and everything.
And this is why Cinema City is out of business.
Honestly, maybe. We did see a lot of movies, but it was our second movie of the day, and it was late at night, and I don't know what year that came out, but I couldn't have been older than 12. And I was so exhausted, and I was like, Dad, how long is this movie? And it seemed like it was 6 hours long. It was probably like 3 hours, but I was out. So I was like, this movie sucks. I fell asleep in it. It didn't suck. I did fall asleep.
2001.
I was 9.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it was 2 hours and 58 minutes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I was asleep. And then I don't think I even went to the next one.
2 Towers is a good
to see it.
I like
and the books are huge, aren't they?
I don't know.
You didn't read the books.
Hell no. Barely even made it through the movies.
I did read Harry Potter.
I think I read some of Harry. I think I stopped at 5 for Harry Potter.
I remember having a competition with Matthew, who sat next to me in 3rd grade.
I was like, who is Matthew?
Matthew?
We don't need to go that far. Keep going.
Anyway,
where's your story going?
And he beat me through the 3rd book, and I was mad about it. So I didn't read the whatever book was
4th
next.
to 6th or 7th?
Yeah, I had to read those later because I was like, no, I'm done.
Did you actually read them later?
I think so.
Okay. Well, at least
I saw the movies.
Yeah, I mean, that's pretty much sums it up for you. You don't really need the rest.
There was something I was just reading about that. Oh man, I wish I could remember. I always share like with my newsletter when I'm reading a new book or when I'm really into a new book, and everyone thinks it's so funny because it's like a lot of the times it'll be a book that was super popular like a year ago, like it already had its fame. And I'm like, oh my goodness, this is great. You guys all need to read this. And they're like, Nicole, we already did. You're like way behind. But everyone's always really funny and sweet about it. But Fourth Wing was like, oh man, I got so many responses that were like, oh, it was too spicy. It was too spicy for me. And I was like, it did get really spicy.
Also, spicy.
It's the best word for it because it's like...
You called it steamy, and I said, steamy. Okay, what are we watching? 50 Shades of Grey, or what are you reading? 50 Shades of Grey?
I also haven't seen that.
So. Or read it. And I'm just like, you all... You're losing all ability to say anything to guys about anything. Yeah, you guys are way worse.
Yeah, we are.
When I read, if I'm reading a book and it's sci-fi, I want nothing to do with that. Give me all of the weird, crazy guns. Give me all of the really cool costumes and armor and ships and place building. I don't want any of that. No, we don't need any relationship business.
Oh, we are all in it for the relationship.
No, that can just go sit in another room. I don't want it.
In another room.
Yeah, we don't need that.
It's great. I'm a fan. Oh, also the baking show, because I left it on yesterday while you were working. They didn't have the contestants take off their Apple Watches, so you can tell what time it is.
There's another show that has their watch on too. I feel like, is it Next Level Chef?
Maybe. I thought that was so bizarre that I was like, I don't think I've ever seen that.
Yeah, there was something else that we were watching where I saw that what time it was on it, and I don't remember what show it was. But there was something else, and I was like, oh, that's what time it is.
Because, like all those shows, you wonder, like, what time is it? How do they actually do this many hours in one day?
Yeah, they're like, it's like 6 a.m. and they're eating like full-fledged dinner.
Yeah.
Oh, God, I would probably throw up.
The girl whose watch I saw, and of course I forgot to put my watch on
How
today.
dare you?
But the girl whose watch
I need to stop playing with the baseball.
Who do you think you are, Kershaw? He always has.
I mean, you're always choking a little bit in the postseason. So.
It was 10:20 on her watch.
Oh,
in the morning.
In the morning. I mean, the light looks all the outdoor stuff. It looks like it's that ish.
And they were cold, so it makes sense that it would be morning. I don't know where they are.
I was just gonna say, do you know where it's filmed?
Probably Atlanta.
They do get really good tax breaks there, so that would make a lot of sense.
But yeah, I was like, oh, that's really funny. And I was like, that would be really funny if she had a notification pop up and like you can read who texted her.
Can you imagine being able to see that? There was one shot that was so egregious in that. I was so mad about it. And I was like, I'm done.
There was a shot that they like went to one of the desserts and it was a white flour cake pop. And it was super blown out because like they obviously went from something to that and like didn't fix it yet. And they used it. And Taylor was like, that's it. I'm done.
You're giving them way too much credit. Didn't fix it yet. That was fully a like placed.
You think?
Like, yeah, it was only like looking at this. It was framed for this. Like bump that exposure down.
I'm just thinking of how I've messed up shots like that. And it's usually like I have it for something else and I go to the next thing and I haven't fixed it yet.
Yes, sure. My question is, this is a big old production of some form. So there's
I wouldn't say it's a big old production.
Okay, well, there's definitely more than one camera. There's probably like 4. Knowing something like this, knowing a production like this.
There's at least 2.
So 2 to 4. So I'm going to go with there's probably a lot more than you think.
There's like cables in the background. There's like, it's not a very well-produced show.
Okay, but that still means that if there's let's go on the conservative side. There's 2 cameras. That means there's probably 3 or 4 people running the camera each. So that means there's 8 people and a director of some form going, that shot looks great. Someone's calling that. Someone called that white on white looks great.
We need to get on more sets because we can do a better job than that.
Yeah, but that's exhausting being in charge of people running a camera. Also, I just want to use autofocus.
You love telling people what to do. What do you mean?
Actually love telling people what to do.
Look deep down inside and ask yourself that.
Do we like telling people what to do?
I think you secretly do.
Well, you saying I'm bossy?
Mm-hmm. You don't like being told what to do, so you need to be in charge.
I do not like being told what to do. Usually, if you tell me what to do, you know what I do? I go, okay. And I'm going to go do whatever I was going to do anyway.
We were on a set.
Smile and nod, baby.
I was assisting Taylor. Mm-hmm. And I said that the shot he was getting was not right. It wasn't in focus. And you did not believe me. You were like, no, absolutely not. And then the other people in charge were like, no, it's not in focus. And you were like, is it not? And I was like,
okay. No, what I did say was, I was confused because I was tracking her face.
Yeah.
The camera was tracking her face. And I've never experienced the Sony cameras while tracking miss a focus. So I was very like, what? And I'm trying to figure out what I have to do to make sure it works. And I'm like, is it really not in focus or is it a bad... Because you're streaming it from the camera, so it's not always going to be the highest resolution. So I'm like, was it me? Are we sure it was the camera? I know that I clicked on the focus and I watched that it stayed the square on her face the whole time that she went by. So I'm like, is that what it was? Or is it a bad feed? And that's where I'm like, I'm tracking. That's why I'm like, I'm tracking her face. Like this is fully on the camera. So we got to figure out what's going on. And I'm like, what? And so I watch back and I go, weird, it's not in focus. I was like, that's wild. And that's why I was like, it's tracking it. So I was like, I have to try something else because it's clearly not doing it right.
It was.
You made it sound like I was not believing you.
I didn't think you did. And then they said it and you were
always,
like, oh. And I was like,
well, okay, look, if one person says
cool.
it, you could be nitpicking that it wasn't so unbelievably tack sharp.
True.
And you're going to tell me it wasn't in focus. But realistically, you could have said it wasn't as sharp as it could be.
That is
two very different things.
Point.
And you do that to me sometimes. You'll be like, that wasn't in focus. And I look back and I'm like, that was fully in focus. And you're like, but it wasn't as in focus as it could have been. And I'm like, those are two very different things.
That is a good term to put in my toolbox.
Yes, great. Now use it.
No, shut up and use it.
But then when everybody is like, hey, it's definitely out of focus. And I'm like, okay, hold on. What's wrong?
He fixed it. He got it.
Yeah, I had to change my framing. Didn't like it as much, but it is what it is.
There's so many. I used to be like, I was on a commercial and there was a guy that was sitting up taking a nap. Like he was part of the crew and he was taking a nap. And then
was he one of the rigging people?
Yeah, he woke up and was just sitting there. And then at one point he was reading a book and I was like, what is this guy doing? What is his job?
Union, baby. Well, a lot of those jobs are their job is on the pre-production side.
Set up and tear down, basically.
So you set up, but you have to be there if something happens. So,
wild.
So you're paid for the day, but your work was at the beginning and then your work is after everyone leaves. Mm-hmm. So your work is nothing during production until something goes wrong.
Arguably, that's way worse, in my opinion. Like, I wouldn't want that job.
I mean, you don't get lesser pay for that. That's why it's unionized. So you get like a full rate. So you
I just say for fun, for entertainment. That doesn't sound very fun to be sitting around.
I mean, so much of production is like sit.
Yeah.
Wait. Go do something for 5 minutes. Sit. Wait for 2.5 hours. Go do something for 2 minutes.
This is why we always eat a lot of snacks on set.
I don't think that's why I eat a lot of snacks.
That's why I eat a lot of snacks.
Because you're bored?
Yeah.
It's not why I eat a lot of snacks. I'm just literally constantly hungry.
Really?
Whenever I go onto a set or a shoot day.
Or in a car.
That has to be a long road trip. Because in a car, I'm not hungry. But on a long road trip, and there's something about the long day that my body is just like, we need to just graze. Like
I
all day.
respect that.
And I it's like one of those urges that I cannot. Mm-hmm. I can't stop. Because at a certain point, it's just distracting. And I'm like, I'm so hungry. And I'm like, but I'm not hungry. I just ate.
Yeah.
But like, I need something. And I'm like, so I always try to get something little that doesn't like totally ruin any sort of like
I love
diet or health.
But good craft services.
Yeah, that last shoot that we were on had pretty good craft services.
Yeah.
Dangerous though, because I would eat, oh my God, I think I had like 6 of those cookies in one day. Yeah. Those chocolate chip cookies. They put salted, I think it was just salted,
they
or just,
have a
just sea salt.
Because he said that they always sell out at the restaurant.
I can't remember what the restaurant was called.
I can't either. I can't even remember what the catering was called.
No, the catering was the restaurant's name.
Oh, sure.
I don't remember.
Can't remember.
Neither do I.
It might come to me. But one of the last shoots I was on, they had like coffee. They had a barista there to make you coffee whenever you wanted. And they had a smoothie person. So you could also get a smoothie like with whatever you wanted.
Bougie shoot.
Yeah. What shoot was really cool. I don't remember. It was either Boost Mobile or not Boost Mobile. That was a while ago. TurboTax or that one fashion show thing I did.
The Tommy Hilfiger one?
No. That crafty wasn't very good.
Oh, the Shein one.
Yeah.
Right? Is that what you did?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. Anyway, I really love, whoa, wait. There's a band that we like called Han. And they just released a new song and a new music video. And not only is the video super cute, but like I'm in their, what is it called? Broadcast channel on Instagram, and it's called the Entourage.
Oh my gosh, that's so cute.
And it's like them talking, because you can do like voice memos and things, which I haven't done in my own broadcast channel, and I totally should. That'd be way smarter than just typing like, "Hi, hope you're all having a good day." But their voices are so like soft, and like I just had a meeting with someone else from the UK. They're from the UK, and his voice was just so like calm and soft. And it's like almost so calm and soft that it's creepy to me.
Okay.
It makes me feel weird. But anyway, they announced their new song. That was super cute. They told the story of like what it was about. And then the music video premiered, and it's adorable. And at the end, they like credit everyone who's in the video. And their craft services was like their mom and sister. And I was like, okay, I'm imagining them making like casseroles and like putting them out for everyone and like made food for everyone. It was just like family style, like just get what you want.
I figured it was going to be just like bologna and cheese sandwiches.
Bologna and cheese. I used to eat
I don't know.
bologna and
I don't
cheese.
know. I don't know that bologna is in the UK. That seems like a very horrible American thing.
I haven't seen bologna at all.
Yeah, because you don't go to the stores that have it.
I'm going to look for bologna. I'm not going to buy it, but I'm going to look for it.
All you got to do is go to Ralph's and go look for that Oscar Mayer.
Yeah, the yellow lid with the...
That's the fancy stuff. No, you don't have to get the lid one.
No, not a lid. It's the like seal is yellow.
Yeah.
The Oscar Mayer's red. And then
I don't know about that.
Bologna's so weird. Why is it circular?
A lot of meat is circular. What do you mean? What is freaking you out about?
I don't know.
Salami is circular. Pepperoni is circular.
You're right. It's just not. It shouldn't be. It just shouldn't be.
It's fake meat. It's not real.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I guess it's real, but it's not really.
Mm-hmm.
There's a little part of nostalgia for me where you get some white bread, some mayonnaise, a piece of American cheese, a piece of bologna, another piece of white bread. All cold.
So cold. And then it's
horribly cold. And you take a bite, and it's just the roof of your mouth.
Why?
And you spend the next like 40 minutes on the one bite just trying to get it off of the roof of your mouth. It's miserable, but I
can feel that.
There's something a little nostalgic that I like about that. And it's because my mom would never, ever, ever.
That's a grandma thing.
Buy bologna. Never. No. My grandparents were above that too.
For me, it's my grandma.
Yeah. My family is above bologna. Not.
He's so dead serious right now.
Not Brad and Vicky. They're
bologna people?
No, but they did have it when my uncle and aunt were my cousins. I definitely could sneak it from their house when they were kids. But it was always friends' houses. They would make lunch.
That's a grandparents' house thing for me.
Grandparents' house for me was sugar and Cheerios.
Just that.
No, you like Cheerios and milk, but you pour some sugar on it.
Yeah, same.
Yep.
Same. And I'm
like, why don't you just get the like the honey ones or something?
No, you just don't. It's different.
It is different.
My grandparents'
grainier.
House. Yeah. My grandparents' house was that and grapefruit, like in a bowl, just a half a grapefruit with sugar on it. And I still think this whenever I do buy grapefruit. I rarely buy grapefruit, but it's so much work to get it out of the little things.
No, you're talking about pomegranates.
No. Grapefruit. It has like, I don't know how to explain that. Like webbing. Like there's inside, you can like scoop all of it out. Yes, but it's like little triangles.
Okay. I mean, it's a lot like an orange. It's like a way more thick orange.
It's a lot of work to eat a grapefruit.
Yeah, it's not worth it.
No.
Bananas are easier.
Yeah.
Apples are easier.
A lot of things are easier. But my favorite snack at my grandparents' house was a hot dog cut not fully down the middle, but just a little bit. And then you put like a Kraft Singles, you break it up in pieces and put it in the hot dog. That was my favorite snack at my grandparents' house. It was so good. It's so gross, but it's so good.
That's pretty gross.
You don't leave it like that. You don't leave it cold. You put it in the microwave. So then the cheese kind of melts.
Yeah, I figured it would be even more gross if you didn't put it in the microwave. Glad you clarified that because that would have been really disgusting.
That was the best.
Honestly, I think the most common things I ate at my grandparents was probably peanut butter and jelly dipped in milk.
Dip it in milk?
Bro, have you never done that?
No.
Ooh, baby.
I'm about to go to the store to get bread because we ran out yesterday. What type of bread? White bread?
No, I think they had wheat bread.
Okay.
I don't think it was.
Because I haven't bought white bread in years.
No, it wasn't. I think it was like, it's not the fancy, like all the flax and bajillion fancy oat. I don't even know what all the other stuff.
They didn't really have that back
It was like, it was just wheat bread. It was like the brownie bread. It was still really soft though. It wasn't quite like.
Yeah. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, just like I can see the logo, but I don't have no idea what brand it is.
Yeah.
But it's not like Dave's or whatever we buy now.
No, we don't buy Dave's.
Food for
life.
Yeah,
Ezekiel
food for
bread.
life. Yeah, there we go. I was like, I don't know. Food for thought bread.
No, I feel like I'm seeing the same logo as
it's like a valley on it, right? With the sun or something. I don't know. That sounds like Nature Valley now.
No, there's something circular. I don't know.
But you just put peanut butter, jelly.
And you dip it in milk.
Boom, baby. Yeah.
That sounds delicious.
It's so good.
That's like a lot of my favorite things.
Yeah, it's truly my favorite. I actually loved that with the crust because the crust doesn't get as soggy. It gets soggy, but not as soggy. And then it's like the whole sandwich like melts except for the crust. And so it's.
Do you heat up the?
No, that's counterintuitive, man. You gotta go dry. You're dry and cold.
Dry and cold.
Yeah, you don't heat it up because then you get all the burnt bits in your milk.
No,
that's gross.
That's one of my favorites though, is like a warmed up piece of bread, not like just like put it on the stove for like a moment. So it's warm. But
then you're gonna have warm milk.
I've never put it in milk. I'm saying a peanut butter and jelly.
But you were asking me if it was warm.
Because it was a valid question. But now I'm off of the milk thing.
Okay.
So that when you put the peanut butter on it, it's like slightly melted.
Yeah, but then the jelly gets weird.
No, it doesn't.
Kinda.
Also, what's your favorite jelly?
Absolutely not. Wait, which one don't I like?
You don't like fig?
No, that's a weird jelly.
I love it.
I'm into like blackberry or boysenberry. I don't think they do blackberry jelly?
Yeah.
Okay. Boysenberry I feel like is probably my favorite.
Knott's Berry Farm boysenberry jelly is the best.
I'm not going to discriminate the brand here. But I'm okay with strawberry. Strawberry doesn't get me that excited. Grape is gross.
I don't like grape.
Is that the one I don't like? I get all mad if I have it.
You got mad about another apricot. You got mad about apricot.
No, get out of here with the weird ones.
I like those.
No, keep it like strawberry
and apricot.
Strawberry, boysenberry, raspberry, blackberry. We're good.
All right, we got to go to the store.
Mixed berry even, okay?
That's a little too risky.
No, it's not.
You don't know what you're going to get.
Yeah, you do. It's a mixture of berries. Don't give me grape. I don't need mushy wine. I don't need apricot or some weird flavor.
I don't know. When you said wine, I saw you taking a peanut butter and jelly and dipping it in wine.
That would be a weird move, but it might be good. Yeah, I don't want any of these weird jelly flavors. Just give me some normal stuff.
There was a sandwich that I made that I probably found on Bon Appetit. But it was like all these different cold cuts. I was so excited about it. You weren't that excited about it, but it was all these different cold cuts and then like provolone, and it had fig jam in it.
See, that made sense.
Oh my goodness, it was so good.
Like that makes sense. But like,
oh, it was the baked one. And then oh man.
That makes sense though, because that's good, warmed and everything like that. And that you're dealing with a lot of savory and you're cutting some of the savory with a little bit of sweet, but a fig is not like berry sweet.
Right.
So
it's mild.
Like, yeah, so that worked. don't come at me with apricot and peanut butter or apricot and fig. You're going to be cast out.
It's not bad.
You're going to be cast out.
I think
you're going to have to pull up a tent.
When
the dog poop on the lawn out there.
He kicks me out of the house because I gave him fig jelly.
Don't you dare.
Also, I've been reading. I'm very into food.
This is not a new thing.
No, I know, but I'm just realizing it more and more. I was watching something that was like about how homemade jelly or jam is so much better than store-bought. And I was like, I've never attempted to make that.
That seems
expensive.
I was going to say exhausting.
Oh, doesn't seem exhausting to me.
It's kind of like the whole making bread thing. Like, okay.
Which I do want to do.
I know people are into making bread and stuff. And like, look, anybody having the revelation that doing something at your house is cheaper than buying it at the store, welcome to how everything works. There's nothing new here.
There's nothing new here.
But sometimes time is money.
Yeah.
And so, like, how much time are you going to spend in it? Also, sometimes your house just really cannot make said things.
Well, I made a decent thing of bread one time for some Star Wars recipe I was making.
It was okay, but also we don't know what we're doing. And frankly, are you really going to spend that much time on making bread? Like,
I'm going to, yeah.
Oh, God.
At some point. In the next few weeks, probably.
You should wait a few months.
Why? For what?
Just get through the next couple months and then
start making
And then when you
bread.
have more time on your hands.
That is always the statement, though.
No. Because we got to get your whole life laid out a little better.
That's an ongoing thing.
I know, but let's one thing at a time here. Okay. I don't think we need to add hours of making bread to derail whatever day you've got going on. I don't think it's worth it. Like,
this is fair.
Making bread's not going to go anywhere. You could do this for the rest of your life. So, we got time.
Yeah.
So,
yeah,
let's give it a little bit before we get too far into it.
Can we go buy bread? Because we have peanut butter. Well, I don't have the jelly you want.
See, there you go.
Have to buy
what jelly do we have?
Fig. You don't eat the jelly.
Because it's fig.
No, you wouldn't eat it even if
I don't eat it because it's fig. I don't want fig jelly. I was going to make a stupid joke. I'm not going to do it.
Why?
Because
now I want to know what it is.
Nope.
That's not fair.
It's stupid. Censorship.
Okay.
Keeping myself in check.
Okay, good job. I'm proud of you.
Mildly.
Just mildly. He's bursting at the seams right now.
It's like it's the gif of the little girl eating the cotton candy and the sugar hits up.
Oh, I love that one.
I feel like that's me most of the time.
It is you most of the
Honestly,
time.
I had a churro the other day at Disneyland, and that was me. You didn't get to experience it. You got lost at Disneyland.
Yes, we did. But so Taylor and I got separated. We were with some friends, and we went the wrong way because they didn't put me in charge, but I was walking, and I think I just went the wrong way. And then one of them was like, hey, we're going the wrong way. So we had to turn around. But by the time we got to Taylor, he was on his last bite, and he was stoked.
I wasn't quite that far with the churro. I was at least halfway done. I waited before I bought the churro too, not before I ate it.
That last bite must have been one bite because you literally, that was worth it. That's all I got from you.
No.
Yeah.
You recall it very different. We were standing at the churro cart, and I still had a couple bites of churro we were at the churro cart in Fantasyland for anybody that needs some place setting. And we made it to the teacups before I was done and threw it away. Which is the other side of Fantasyland.
Okay.
So it's like 1,000 feet. It's not that far.
Okay.
But I did get a little further than just last bite. No, but I did get halfway through. And we waited. We were standing there waiting because there was no line at the churro cart. And I'm like, I'm going to buy a churro.
Were you waiting for us?
Well, because I didn't know if you would want one or if anybody else wanted one or something. And I was like, how long are they going to be? Because we were running out of time because we were going to get kicked out.
Yeah, we literally had the gate closed behind us.
Yeah, exactly. So I waited a bit and then I got the churro. The amount of F's I said because of how excited I was with the churro.
The amount of F's.
I'm not going to say it on here. But I was so stoked to have that churro. I haven't gotten a churro at Disneyland for like a surprisingly long time. It's been like at least a few months.
It's been a while, yeah.
It might be the first one of the year, which is crazy that it was April 18th when I got it. It's wild.
We could look that up.
I mean, I don't know that I would. I don't like take pictures.
Anytime there's a $5 charge on the card.
Yeah, we could. They're $5.50. Yeah, $5.50 or 11.
Did they raise that?
Mm-hmm. It used to be $5 or $5.25.
It's $5 even.
Yeah,
for a while,
and then it was $5.25. Now it's $5.50.
It's worth $5.50.
Yep. But I keep the last like 3 or 4 times we've gone, I've wanted a churro, but every time I'm kind of like, I don't know that I want it that bad. Like I don't feel like it tastes so good that I have to have it, right? Fair. And I got this one and I was like, yo, oh my God. I was dumb. These things are so good. Why did I not just buy it like every time I wanted it? I was wrong. And I'm just wrong. I'm like, it's so good. You know what? Cooper and Graham have never had a Disneyland churro.
I feel like we learned this before.
I looked at both of them and I was like, what? And they're like, yeah, I've never had one. I was like,
did they try yours?
No. I was like, I asked, and then Brian was like, well, they could buy one or they could get something later. And they both opted to get something later, which I understand. But Brian said that Graham wouldn't like it. Like, Graham doesn't like sweet stuff, so he would take a bite and be like, I don't care.
Really?
But Cooper likes the Rubio's ones. Or Graham likes the Rubio's ones. And I was like, those aren't bad. This is like 1,000 times better.
Interesting.
But I was like, Brian, you've never gotten them a churro. And he's like, no. I'm like, who are you?
Brian likes sweet stuff.
I was like, but who are you guys? You come here and you don't get at least one?
They have a lot of self-control, though, honestly.
I don't. But I did proceed to tell them that we went to Spain and where supposedly churros are the best in the world. And
it's not the same.
And we had the churros there. And I am telling you, it doesn't even matter if it's same or not the same. I'm telling you right now, have a Disneyland churro. Don't worry about having a churro wherever it's claimed to be the best. I promise you Disneyland's is better.
Yeah.
And if you don't think so, you got something wrong up in here. Because I don't know, man. I've had a lot of churros in my life.
A lot of my family will argue that Costco is better.
Absolutely not.
It's not better. It is a good churro. Not better.
No, you want to know why they think it's better?
Why?
Because I can get 5 for the price of the 1 at Disneyland.
Which is a fair argument.
It's not a fair. It doesn't make it better.
No, it does not make it better.
Does not make it better.
I agree.
That one for $5 buckaroonies is far better.
You know what is also better? We went to Salt and Straw 2 Disneyland trips ago, and Taylor was like, "Oh, I don't know, but it smells so good outside." That
the smell of the waffle got me.
He was like, "Okay, I have to do it," and I was like, "I'll definitely try, like, have a tester." So I was like, "Yeah, let's do it." So we went in, and I ended up testing one of the flavors that he got, and it's the one that I have gotten before, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, this is so good! Like, it's even better than I remember." And I was like, "You know what? Let me see if they have a pint of that because I'll buy that and take it home." Best decision I've made. I had a little bit last night. It is so good. It is so good. What flavor is it? The salted.
It's like, is it salted? Salted chocolate cookie dough.
Chocolate chip cookie dough.
Cookie dough with
not chocolate chip. It's
salted cookie dough with vanilla. Look, okay, I don't know the name. It's vanilla ice cream with cookie dough, so it's really a cookie dough ice cream with a little swirly boy of chocolate in there.
It is so good.
It's good.
Wow.
I was disappointed by the potato chip one.
Oh, I was too.
Yeah. I was really excited for that to be a good little crunchy and salty,
there was like
and it wasn't nearly as salty as
chip bread. Banana bread.
I think it's the banana bread part that, like, if it was just a potato chip with, I don't know, I don't know what flavor would go good with potato chip. They're the experts.
I saw the bananas we have, and I was like,
Hey, you don't have to challenge me. I'll eat the bananas.
No, I kind of want 2 of them to make a banana bread.
Great. I'm going to gain 100 pounds now.
No.
Maybe.
You lose 5 pounds when I make something like that.
How?
I gain 5 pounds. You lose.
Then you
5
shouldn't
pounds.
do it, right? Is that bad temptation for you?
Because I have good self-control nowadays.
What changed since last week?
My mindset.
In the last few days, it's changed that much that you got that much self-control?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
When was our anniversary?
3 days ago.
That's when.
Oh.
I have to sneeze.
Bless you.
Whoa. Thank you.
Well, if you like this episode...
We have to go buy bread.
Please subscribe. We genuinely appreciate you being here.
So very much.
If you want episodes early, you can sign up on glitterandcatlitter.com or the YouTube channel. We'll see you later.
Bye.